Hi and welcome. I'm glad you're back. Today we're going to take a look at what's in the drawers here and see if we can't discover some of the things that make guitar building a little easy and what goes into actually making a guitar. So let's take a look. Oh my, I realize I have a number of things in here today that I didn't expect. I'm going to pick and choose, and we may have to do this in two parts, or this could be a 20-minute video. I want to show you a neck. This is what a neck looks like. This is a template for a neck. If you're making one out of solid wood where you're not gluing it on, as this is the case here, and it's been shaped like that, and that's the shape of it. And this is where the truss rod goes, in here. And this is a fingerboard, which I have already pre-cut, and it goes on there like that. It needs to be tapered this way and this way, because it's more narrow here than it is here. And so we're going to get that at some point and glue it up, but that's the beginning of what a neck would look like before we start shaping it. Now up here, this is a peg head, and this would go up here, and this is where the holes get drilled through for the tuners, and that could go on there, or it could go on here on the back. Now, before you get to that stage, sometimes they come looking like this. Just a bunch of thin, 1/8 inch thick, wide, about an inch wide strip of wood, and I plane it on this side, and I plane it on this side, and then I unfold them and get a good looking book match. And then I flood that with crazy glue until it comes up looking just like this. And this is the crazy glue. That's what you see dark. I didn't run this through the sander, and it takes all of that glue off and you never see any of it. So this is great. Now, you know that thin line that you see running around the top of a guitar, sometimes the back? It's called purfling, and that's what this is. This is about 20 thousandths of an inch thick by a little better than an 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16. So that gets glued in place on its end, believe it or not, and then it runs around the body of the guitar, because you can see how flexible it is. It'll break, so you have to wet it and you have to heat it just slightly to get the right curvature that you're looking for, whatever it happens to be. Not very difficult. The last item I want to show you today here is some shell. This is what the shell looks like that we put around the sound hole. It comes out in little pieces like this, and it's crazy. So what you do is you go through each individual piece like this, and you look at the coloring and you match up the coloring so that you get a nice green going around, or a nice blue, or a nice red, whatever the shell happens to be, because it comes with all different colors. So there's hundreds and hundreds of pieces of shell in here, and I will go through all of this in making just one rosette circle. Now sometimes when you put it around the perimeter of the guitar, you need some that is not curved, and hence I have a little bit here of shell that is straight. But as you can see, it's only about 1.25 inches long, so it takes a little bit of time to do, and it's a big task, but boy does it ever look good when the guitar is done. Well, that's it for me for today, and I want to thank you for coming. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. I really do appreciate that, and maybe pass this video on to somebody in a music store, or some of your friends that play guitar, or whatever. The more the merrier. I want a big family here. Also, you'll notice on the YouTube page when you come to it, there's a section called Community. I've written some blurbs in there that you might enjoy reading, and hopefully it'll inspire you to pick up the guitar and play it, or decide to make a guitar, or decide to follow your passion, whatever that may be. And that's the goal of this. So thank you very much. I know it's time, because I can feel it in my bones, that it's time to have just a little bit of wonderful, amazing English breakfast tea. Oh boy, that really, I know I said this before, but it really should be illegal, because this is just so good for you. Oh, is that ever great. Now, I did mention in a previous video about adding a little dab of butter. The reason I did that was because I was on a keto diet, which is high fat and low carb. And yes, I managed to dump over 40 pounds doing that. But I would get clearance from your doctor before you go into the saturated fat type situation, because you don't want your cholesterol to have a problem, even though it goes up and it comes back down again. But honestly, it is delicious. Well, I hope you check out those links that are down below. And that's it for me. So one more sip and I'm out of here. Oh man, I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.